Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Grant Tommy. This is the channel Straight Six Fan, where I like to focus on budget-minded, creative, relatable builds. Well, something I like to call offbeat hot rodding. And today is Saturday, August. Shoot, I don't know. Let me think. 23rd, 24th, 25th, or something like that. Anyway, I'll have it down here somewhere. As much as I like to say I got something done on the Rat Rod radio flyer today to set me up to be done, I kind of did, kind of didn't. Today, the only thing I did get done was over the week I bought some header wrap, and so this morning, and this was all done by like 9 a.m. this morning, I wrapped the header on the 5-horse Briggs & Stratton. Otherwise, the rest of my day, I had a pork butt started early in the morning. That's why I was up that early on a Saturday. And so I got that going, and then I spent the most of my day cleaning and organizing the garage, because ideally I would have done it when I was done with the Rat Rod radio flyer, but that's not something I would do on a Sunday, the Lord's Day. I'd rather do my hobbies, my working with my hands on a Sunday. So this hard work and this heat that was disgusting and nasty and took forever, I did today. So now, that's not to say I didn't get myself set up to be more productive on not only the Rat Rod radio flyer, but the Fairmont that I showed you in the last episode. You know, there were some opportunities around the way where I could, not only I got rid of some material, but I pared it down, or I cut it up and made it useful for some sub-storage situations, even to organize better my workbench, things like my scribe and markers. Made a little organizer there, and then finally I did actually clean off my workbench, which was long overdue, and man, did that feel good. So lastly, then I cleared up some space for future parts hoarding, if you will, for the Fairmont project, but I don't think I'm going to get anything else done here today. On Saturday it's like 5 in the evening, and while there's still, I guess it's only 4:15. Well, there's still plenty of daylight left and everything. I did some yard work today, and there's still some housework to be done inside, and so I got to get the garage put back together a little bit. But the good news is I'm going to kind of just leave the Fairmont parked outside and have the Rat Rod radio flyer in this bay ready to go with my welder and things like that. So tomorrow, hopefully go to early church, jump right on that and get that secondary jack shaft wrapped up. Okay guys, so it is Sunday and welcome back. I opted for sleep this morning instead of early church, so I got started about 12:31 here today. But here's what I've done so far. I've made this bracket and made it out of 1-inch tube steel, and cut a little chamfer in it just for some style points. And then I drilled 2 holes each side and made a notch with my Dremel. This is going to accept the second, it's not really a pillow block, but bearing holder we discussed in last week's episode. Probably not going to make a whole lot of sense to you right now, but let me go show you exactly where this guy is going to end up. Okay, as you may recall from last week, we made the decision that the secondary holder was going to go on the inside of the tub. And so my bracket I was telling you about, it's going to go, and we're going to reuse the bolts that are currently holding the pan onto the frame. So this way, this will mount right in there, and I can weld that secondary flange here, and like I said, it's going to give me that ability to slide it back and forth should I need it, should I not be straight on. But anyway, let's get to welding this guy to that guy. Okay, as of right now, the inside is a little bit higher than the outside, but I think it's sort of at that perfect amount, about 1/8 of an inch too high, where after I weld it, it'll shrink obviously down. So I think I'm just kind of going to leave it as is, and hope that I kind of guesstimated that right. But time to time to start welding that thing. Okay, so there's the installed product. Pretty happy with my TIG welds on that. But I did run into one small problem. When test fitting this first chain to the jack shaft, the shaft itself kind of wanted to be bound up, you know, kind of cocked in here. But luckily what I have found is, so I have mostly 17 tooth sprockets, but I have one 18 tooth sprocket on this whole go-kart, and that happened to be on this side of jack shaft number 1, so I was able to take off the 18 and put on a go 17 to 17, and it all works now to the length of this chain. Now it does have a little bit of play in it, but I think that I can overcome. But anyway, let me get this all assembled back. I did cut my jack shaft down to size after kind of test fit and everything. So let me get that all assembled, and then I want to get my battery plugged in because I want to have plenty of battery power for when I do drive this. Okay, so we got the jack shaft in. Gonna line up the back sprocket to this one, but I'll mock that up in place. But I also need to reinstall the chain tensioner back here because, of course, the way master links work, it's, you know, you got to take out every other link. You can't, like, if I could take out a half link, it would be the perfect link. But nonetheless, when I put it in, you can see, or maybe you can't. You can see kind of how much slack there is in the chain. So that will be the chain tensioner, which will mount something like so to the back of this guy. So like I said, I gotta get this set in place where I think I want it, but then I'll take it off so I can weld this on, and then we'll tighten that. Then I gotta go through, double check all my Allen heads on every sprocket, things like that, every tire, air up the tires, make sure I got keys in the keyways, lube the chains, tighten up the throttle linkage, and then this thing will be driving. But for now, I'm gonna go throw the battery and the battery charger and get the rest of this stuff taken care of. Oh, by the way, point of reference, this is about 4:45 when I'm doing all this stuff. Okay, it's all put back together. Here's the final product on the two jack shafts, or the two chains in the second jack shaft. So, now I have a little bit of a worry. The chain tensioner, I thought I had it further down, but there's a little bit of slop here, so hope I don't throw a back chain, but we'll see. Yeah, but it's ready to go. Throttle's hooked up, chains are lubed, tires are aired up. I double checked all of the Allen heads, yeah. But let's get it started. I'm gonna just drive it around a little bit, test it out here in the neighborhood, and if everything holds up fine, I might load it up in my truck and take it to an undisclosed location where I can get on it a little more, but we'll see. Okay guys, so in closing, 1, that was a ton of fun. 2, it turns a lot better left than it does right. But I think that might be me needing to get used to it. I don't know, but that is the one side that had a little more camber issue, where naturally it kind of wants to always lift that right side tire up. Blew out the tires, so there was the carnage one. Still fighting throwing chains on the back, but I think I can adjust the chain tensioner, grind that out, weld it back in. What else? Remember now, the throttle. I need to upgrade the linkage. Right now I have braided wire, but I need something a little stronger that's a little more, there's too much flex in it, so when I mash that pedal, there's kind of some spring in it, and so it's not the best throttle response. I think that's it. Otherwise, pretty happy with it. Definitely I have a lot more confidence in it at high speeds. Front wheels wanting to stay straight, so caster, that was a good thing. But it is like 6:30 now, so I probably won't get this upload by 8:30. That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, if you want a t-shirt, there's a link in the description below to my Spreadshirt store. You can get Pistons tee. I have them both black and white pistons. But that's going to do it for this episode. Until next time, peace out.